Favorite state so far or video game? That's so tough. Each state has been so amazing so far. So tough, you guys. I've loved them all. You want to get some pictures of me before we start? Or if you got stuff you want to get, we're going to play in just a minute. You ready?
Huh?
You ready?
These lights are about to turn on.
I know. We're getting our first game in.
Go against the AI.
I got to do it here. It'll be quick.
I'm just saying this light's better than
I know.
Okay.
That's why I need you to help me. You can let me kill you if you want this to go quicker.
How do you block? Arkham Knight in St. Louis.
And the second one, let's like just give it a sec right here too.
Yeah, I gotcha.
All right.
It's 59. It's 59.
Let me kill you.
Okay.
You got to move around or you're gonna block it.
I got it. No.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And if these words sound familiar to you, it's because you recognize them as the conclusion to the Pledge of Allegiance. And what a powerful conclusion it is, as it reflects the values that we as Americans share. First recited in public schools in 1892, the Pledge of Allegiance serves as the foundation by which we as Americans try to lead our lives. And each line within the pledge has a deep meaning to its citizens. Liberty and justice for all. Being a nation that values freedom, the author could have ended the pledge by saying, with liberty for all. However, he didn't. The term justice stands on equal footing with liberty because in the pledge, we Americans value both concepts equally and understand that each one cannot exist without the other. Truly, we can't have liberty without justice. Now, the term liberty is deeply connected with the freedoms and rights guaranteed to all American citizens by our founding documents. Freedoms of speech, press, assembly, property, and so on. However, writing about liberty is ideal. Carrying it out gets messy. What happens when someone tries using their freedoms to take away the liberties of others. And if someone finds their liberties under attack, who will protect and guarantee those freedoms when no one else will? Therefore, justice must coexist to ensure and guarantee the liberties of all American citizens through fair and equal treatment under the law. This delicate balance, however, was disturbed in the late 19th century, a time in which America industrialized and grew at a rate too fast for our society and government to keep up with. Wealthy entrepreneurs used their liberties to unbalance the playing field, stigmatizing competition in free market-driven monopolies and accumulating wealth and power at the expense of the working people. All men were equal on paper, but not in reality. Theodore Roosevelt saw all of this happening as he was coming of age. He understood that justice had to be updated to modern standards to check the powers of the robber barons and ensure that justice once again sits in equilibrium with liberty. In his third annual message to Congress in 1903, Roosevelt said that every man must be guaranteed his right and his liberty to do as he likes with his property or his labor, so long as he does not infringe on the rights of others. No man is above the law, and no man is below it. To bring about this equilibrium between liberty and justice, Roosevelt's vision for the two principles involved a balance between protecting individual liberties and the need for government regulation to ensure a fair playing field and to protect the public interest. Based on this vision, Roosevelt developed a domestic program known as the Square Deal, in which government intervention would ensure that the economy would be fair and just for every man, big or small, rich or poor. The purpose of the Square Deal was to limit the excesses of big businesses and trusts while protecting the public from unfair business practices. However, this did not mean that Roosevelt was anti-corporation. Being a true believer in fair and equal treatment for all under the law, Roosevelt understood the importance that corporations play in our modern economy, as their mass production of goods greatly increased our standards of living. Therefore, rather than viewing all corporations as inherently evil, Roosevelt, being a man of law, categorized trust as either being good trust or bad trust. For example, say if a trust was offering good services at fair prices, Roosevelt may regulate it some, but would overall leave it alone to encourage good behavior. However, if a trust was constantly demonstrating foul play, Roosevelt would go out of his way to bring it apart. Of course, Roosevelt's presidency, while popular amongst the common people, was nonetheless controversial. As president, Roosevelt took many actions previously not taken before by either a president or the executive branch. Thomas Jefferson would most likely have been a critic of Roosevelt's presidency. During his lifetime, Thomas Jefferson advocated for a limited federal government while promoting the rights and liberties of the individual. To Jefferson, the people were the highest and ultimate authority in the nation. However, Roosevelt did not view himself as undermining Thomas Jefferson's policies, but as adapting them to the modern era. In his 1913 autobiography, Roosevelt wrote that during Thomas Jefferson's lifetime, corporations were still in their infancy and posed little threat to the individual. Therefore, the limited powers that the Constitution granted our federal government in regulating interstate commerce was suitable for that time. But over the next 100 years, Roosevelt wrote that the total absence of government led to the portentous growth of corporations. And now, the checks on the powers of corporations that the government once had were now powerless. So, monopolies were now threatening and harming individuals. And therefore, Roosevelt argued that a strong federal government could still embody Thomas Jefferson's policies if it served as a steward to the individual American citizen, the highest and ultimate authority in the nation. This did not mean that Roosevelt wanted his federal government to provide for all the needs of its people, as that would deprive them of their independence and self-sufficiency, while undermining the principles of the square deal.
Can you
On the
Google what
contrary,
time this goes?
Roosevelt argued that his federal government should protect and guarantee the liberties of
20
all American citizens, rather than those of a select powerful few,
So they
but
use
that was up to
Discovery
the
Channel.
individual American
I don't know
citizen
what they do.
to play his or her hand to the best of their ability. In his 1910 New Nationalism speech, Roosevelt said that when I say that I am for the square deal, I mean not merely that I stand for fair play under the current rules of the game, but that I stand for having those rules changed so as to allow a more substantial equality of opportunity and of reward for equally good service. Therefore, Roosevelt not only restored justice to its rightful place alongside liberty, but also ensured that it would not undermine it as well. Now, returning back to the present day, I imagine that many of you have come to Mount Rushmore because of those same shared values. It is not uncommon for people here at Mount Rushmore to reflect upon those values, to look deeper into their needs and intentions, and to ask what our great presidents did to protect those values. As you all leave here tonight, my hope is that I have inspired you to reflect on how Theodore Roosevelt balanced liberty and justice so that American democracy could stand in equilibrium as it enters the 20th century and stand by the values of the Pledge of Allegiance. It is also my hope that your time here at Mount Rushmore has inspired you to have a greater appreciation for the Pledge of Allegiance and to live by its values with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much.
The United States of America.
This might be
It is
a
hard to
20-minute video.
imagine, but not long ago, this great land of ours was filled with
20 minutes?
a place where millions of us had roamed freely throughout the plains. And those who lived on the land revered it as sacred ground. Yet this country would face a dramatic change. Quickly becoming the most advanced nation in the world, in technology, in peace, and in power. From its inception, the United States has shaped itself under the guidance of strong leaders who have taken risks, stood up to adversity, and never let go of their vision for a better life.
Vlogs of inside your life.
Mount Rushmore reminds us that the countless Americans who have made great sacrifices to ensure a lasting place in our country. Freedom. We strive for it. We die for it. We live for it.
Alright, you guys, as you can see, we started our live stream gameplay.
The year was 1923. The place, the Black Hills of South Dakota.
They have a show going on, and then they're gonna light up Mount Rushmore with this in the background.
An enormous monument dedicated to the heroes of the West, such as Lewis and Clark and King Red. But the mission software has involved a different concept in mind. Warland was a passionately patriotic man, and believed that a more fitting tribute
You're
to
scared.
honor the American experience.
You ran away.
A memorial that would represent our ideals,
gonna shine.
our dreams, and our accomplishments as a country.
Half of those.
A memorial that would convey a spirit of patriotism.
It's not a green screen. We are in Mount Rushmore, waiting for it to start up. But it is not a green screen, see it? Not a green screen. No, it's not a green screen. Yes.
Show them over there.
Year after year, Portland has grown under the society. Drilling and blasting their way to reach the red solid of the farm. It took 14 years and nearly $1 million to complete the 4 60-foot faces. And even though the sculptor did not live to see the very final touches put into place, he was able to carry out his vision. For the Americans immortalized in stone, symbolizing the democratic society in which we live, the struggle for our independence, the fight for our freedom, and the sacrifices we have made since our country began more than 200 years ago. It was a time of rebellion.
This game doesn't seem like it's
It began as an uprising
that old.
Like what?
It doesn't feel that old. It feels like a normal fighting game.
20 years old.
the American Revolution. From 1775
Is that a GameCube? No. PlayStation.
It's a PS6.
Even during the harshest times, when the Continental Army seemed undisciplined and illiterate, one man's courage and determination ultimately led the troops to victory over the British. The future father of our country, George Washington.
Pick the guy bottom middle.
Born and raised in colonial Virginia, George Washington grew up to be a firm believer in American independence. Even though his heart yearned for a quiet family life in his well-parent home, his deep commitment to the Republic made him answer the call of his country time and time again. As general, Washington became an instant hero for our colonies. The party was so enamored with him that many people wished that he become king. But Washington stopped at such an idea.
Hard block. Hope you don't do anything.
Okay.
It was this kind of insight and integrity that made him a perfect person to oversee the formation of an unusual family. With no blueprint to follow, Washington kept the colonies united and on course to the infinite years of his mission. And after the ratification of the Constitution, when he was unanimously elected first president of the United States, Washington was keenly aware that he was laying down the framework for future presidents to follow. first in war, first in peace, and first in the hearts of his country. In his inaugural address, he spoke of the past that lay before his new nation.
The president was secret father of the king, and the destiny of the Republican one of government. Not just because it is deeply, perhaps it's time to say, we experiment and thrust into the hands of the American people. George Washington, 1781.
George Washington's words. When you take another great visionary to
I'll
his
take a
side,
different one. It's not working.
Thomas Jefferson, third president of the United States.
Sure looks tough.
We hold these truths to be
This
solid,
guy looks tough.
that all men are created
He's a puppet.
but they are endowed by their creator with certain unaided
The map.
parts. But among these are life, liberty,
You got mine. You already started. You start.
Thomas Jefferson,
Look at that.
1776.
I don't care that I'm a puppet. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Thomas Jefferson was the voice of the American people, inspiring patriots with his carefully crafted words written in the Declaration of Independence,
Why are you letting me
the
hit?
document that gave birth to our nation. It was
Just
also
love to do that
Jefferson who
whole
fought
thing.
for religious freedom,
You're a baby.
and the democratic notion that
No
people
baby.
should have a say in the government, two very American principles we cherish today. Thomas Jefferson always thought of himself more as a scientist or scholar than as a politician. And it was this quest for knowledge that played a role in the greatest achievement of
How do I do my super move? These two? This one?
In 1803, Jefferson acquired the French lands west of the Mississippi in the Louisiana Purchase, which doubled the size of the country.
Yeah, it's not that one.
In an effort to find out what
It doesn't have one.
Jefferson
But my meter's full.
and William Clark were
Like, you can still press LB to die.
It was an exciting time of discovery for new Americans. However, what was good for a growing nation was not necessarily good for its original inhabitants. During this time of expansion, many Native Americans were uprooted from their homes and hunting grounds and pushed far west. After an address to a group of Cherokee chiefs, Jefferson prophesied about future relations between Native
Puppet doesn't
and
have
settlers.
Look, I'll show you. Wait, press.
This guy's useless. I did.
Enjoying all the rights and privileges we, and living in peace and happiness we, without anyone to make them free, to either their purposes,
Oh, no, I didn't mean to. I
without
was
being
spamming.
punished or inflicted laws. Thomas Jefferson, 1808.
Jefferson's theory was slow to be realized as conflicts between the U.S. government and Native Americans set off a chain of events that dramatically reduced Native populations throughout the 19th century.
How'd you remember that? There's a map with the heads.
I got good knowledge.
Thomas Jefferson
You
believed
know
in the
ball?
promise of America and had faith in the American people.
This one. What was that? What
But
did that
this
do?
faith would truly be tested nearly 60 years later, when the Republic came dangerously close to America. The Civil War was the most tumultuous period in American history.
We'll talk about. Come on. What was that mean?
Deeply divided a nation, pitting brother against brother on American soil. But it was the determination of one man to keep the United States united. Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president.
Come on.
Sit down.
Abraham Lincoln was a self-made man of great character, a frontiersman who came from humble beginnings. When Lincoln was inaugurated in 1861, he faced more adversity than any other president in U.S. history. Many southern states had withdrawn from the Union. And even though Lincoln opposed war, he armed the South And if the Naruto occurs, then I will take whatever measures necessary to stop the rebellion.
In your hands, my satisfied fellow countrymen, and not in mine, is the momentous issue of civil war.
Thank you, Dijon.
The government
Oh, where's the
now
little puppy?
you. You have no oath vested in heaven to destroy the government, but I shall have the most solemn one to preserve, protect,
Yeah, I thought that was the spot. Is this not the spot?
There's multiple. Change it.
You're correct. Yeah, why is this a character in this game?
Actually, really good.
That's gotta know
We
this.
used to ban them back in the day.
Are you serious?
And he also strongly believed in freedom for all.
I can't get close to you. Yeah, I
Until
can.
slavery was abolished, Lincoln felt the U.S. could never truly be the whole of the free. Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation began the process that ended the
He does have a super move. He does have a super move. This guy, don't do the red hair.
You used the puppet that he had the super move.
No, before that. Before that, I had the red hair guy.
You didn't try it.
Because I asked you how. You
I
said
know you
this.
asked with the puppet.
No, put it right down. I'll
You
say
asked
the
with the
red hair
puppet,
guy.
and you're like, oh,
Lincoln
try it.
reminded the American people of this war was
What you're talking about.
that we here highly resolve that these
I lost with that guy, the red hair guy.
Yeah, but you
that
can
this
try
nation
it.
under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that this government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the
This
earth.
is my game.
Abraham Lincoln, 1863.
over the next
I'm gonna kill him this stuff.
the United States would go through a dramatic transformation.
Yes, we're at Mount Rushmore, West Coast. Oh, my bad. My bad.
Stop pressing the button.
Yeah, my bad. Impatient.
It was clear that this new century, which Earth's rule, needed a fresh start and a fresh approach. It was Theodore Roosevelt, our 36th president, who led the way.
Is America a weakling who shrank from the work of the great world powers? No. The ungiant
How do I do this by serving the same
Press X, yeah, for all of them.
our nation, glorious in youth and strength, looks into a future with eagle
Shut
eyes
it up.
and rejoices as a strong
Just-
national place. Theodore Roosevelt, 1897.
He was energetic, he was robust, and he was eager to show the world that America was a force to be reckoned with. Theodore Roosevelt believed in the spirit of life. Frail and sickly as a young boy, he overcame his illnesses and grew up to be an athlete, a cowboy, a war hero, an author, and president
There's
of
no
the
black
United
button?
States by the young age of 42.
No chocolate.
His vigorous outlook on life transferred to the Oval Office. Roosevelt was a man of action. He promoted economic freedom and was a friend to the working class, protecting their rights against big business and what he called the criminal rich. Roosevelt also expanded the country's power abroad. It was this support of the 1903 revolution in Panama that led the U.S. to acquire territory for the construction of the Panama Canal. This massive undertaking not only created a valuable link between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, but it put the United States on the map in world politics. Yet, Roosevelt knew none best for his passion for the outdoors. He was vocal about conservation, and through the power of his presidency, he provided federal protection for almost 230 million acres of land.
To waste, to destroy our natural resources, to skin and exhaust the land instead of using it so to increase its usefulness, will result in undermining and raise our children on the very prosperity which we ought by right
Oh, yeah, it's on.
But the pursuit of the American dream did not end with Theodore Roosevelt's term. Instead, it has carried us into the 21st century. Throughout history, countless Americans have made great sacrifices so that we can enjoy the freedoms of this
No.
land.
No. I don't need to look. You sure?
The same freedoms guaranteed in our Constitution and Bill of Rights. The same freedoms millions of people sought since the first immigrants arrived
Yeah, at least we got this.
200 years ago.
What?
There'll be a girl.
Alright. That's gotta be good.
Garrison Borland
Oh, my bad.
reminds
My
us
bad.
of this with his timeless
My
motto.
bad. Have it. My bad.
4 Americans representing the birth,
Oh.
growth, preservation, and development of this country. All embodying the spirit of our nation. All advocates of freedom, dignity, and the ideals of American life.
I gotta do something. One? We gotta watch this stuff.
Yeah, no.
There we go.
Oh, I missed it. Damn.
Not that exciting.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll go to the map.
I was killing you.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Yeah, go to the map. I'm on the board.
I need you to press A.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Just back up on that controller when you can.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join in singing America's national anthem.
Go, go. We did it, everybody. We did it. We did the impossible. Security tried to come up here. We had a couple park rangers if they were good. And we're still going. All right, let's get a game or two in here.
Ready?
Yep.
There's no way there's not a block.
You just don't move, or you move backwards. You gotta be quicker. Listen. Boom.
It's more than half of my health. Oh.
You got me.
At this time, I invite all military personnel, both past and present, down to the stage. I also invite any Gold Star families who have lost a loved one in the service. If you are unable to visit the stage, please send someone to represent you.
Look at, dude, this is crazy on here.
It's so close. Oh no. On here it looks terrible.
All right, let's go with the redhead guy. Man.
All right.
We're good with him.
Where you go down?
We'll do one more night one and then a light one.
Laura, what's up, girl?
What?
You want to start clapping?
Hey, I'm just here.
I think I'm good. It's okay.
Ooh. You use that distraction on me? Yeah, good one. Classic. Oh my god, look how much
Ladies
health
and
you took.
gentlemen, at this time, we will retreat the colors for the
Can you
evening.
not? Oh, we're eating.
Hey, Oscar Fields. Someone said you on the West Coast. No, we're in Mount Rushmore,
That's
South
Mount
Dakota.
Rushmore. I don't want to win.
I didn't know if there was a lower.
I don't even know what to do there.
You just gotta be good. Dodge.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Oh.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, we're still. Oh, where did we go up? Oh, this is it. Oh, yeah, this way. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, look up for
Give me 2 more
Danny
chances.
now.
This one I'm gonna go easy. Next one I'm friggin'. So if you want to beat me, now's the one.
What happened?
The door open. Get out.
Did the door close on him?
You gotta move out of the way here. Okay.
What happened?
Hurry up before you start walking up the steps, so you really need to.
What are you doing? You playing?
Yeah.
You sad? You losing?
It's stomped on. I didn't get a single title. Okay. One straight fork. Upper fork.
Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, those on stage tonight, some are currently serving our nation, some have served previously, and some have lost a loved one in service. We have invited them all on stage publicly tonight to recognize the sacrifices they have made to this nation. We'd like to thank them for their dedication.
I'm back.
As they go to rejoin their friends and family, let us show them our appreciation for their service one more time.
Just try. That's, you know what? That's wrong. I can't believe you did that.
You do the same thing.
No.
Thank you, each and every one of you, for your service.
Thank you guys for tuning in. That's a night.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Until
this
next time.
concludes this evening's lighting ceremony. Thank you so much for coming and have a great evening.